Zeke Wharton here. Picture this. Jesus is in the midst of a busy house. In one area, meal preparation is going on. Maybe in another corner, there's some cleanup taking place. And as people are moving about, Jesus gathers his followers in close to him. And as he does so, one of the children of the house walks by, and he invites the child into his midst. And then he says something striking, something surprising to his followers, because he wants to give them the message that they need to take sin more seriously. And with this child standing at his side, listen to what he tells his followers. He says, "If anyone causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him to be thrown into the sea with a large millstone tied around his neck." He goes on to say, "If your hand causes you to sin, cut it off. It's better for you to enter life maimed than with two hands to go into hell." And he says, "If your foot causes you to sin, cut it off. It's better for you to enter life crippled than to have 2 feet and be thrown into hell. And if your eye causes you to sin, pluck it out. It is better for you to enter the kingdom of God with 1 eye than to have 2 eyes and be thrown into hell." Startling words from Jesus to his followers. Wow, what was Jesus trying to say? He was trying to tell them they need to take sin more seriously. Jesus wasn't literally advocating self-mutilation. He was saying we've got to get rid of those things in our lives that cause us to sin. Well, if your eye's causing you to sin and you don't want to literally pluck it out, what do? Well, maybe you need to get a better internet filter, or block those cable channels, or maybe cancel that magazine subscription so that your eye doesn't cause you to sin. He mentioned our feet. What about our feet? Well, maybe you need to walk away from that store, or walk away from that colleague or that classmate who tempts you. Or maybe you need to walk into a good church. And what about our hands? Maybe with our hands we need to click away from that website. Maybe we need to shut that refrigerator door. Maybe we need to give, share with our hands. You see, any of these body parts can cause us to sin, and we need to take sin more seriously. We need to get rid of those things that cause us to sin. One of Jesus' followers who was sitting with him that day was Peter. And I think Peter got the message, because he wrote in 1 Peter chapter 1, he said, "Therefore, prepare your minds for action. Be self-controlled. Set your hope fully on the grace to be given you when Jesus Christ is revealed. As obedient children, don't conform to the evil desires you had when you lived in ignorance. But just as he who called you is holy, so be holy in all you do. For it is written, 'Be holy, because I am holy.'" Peter got the message. He learned that we need to take sin seriously. So he advised us to be more holy. But we're not talking about legalism here. We're not talking about trying to earn our way to heaven or trying to earn God's favor. No, instead, we're talking about how we want to try to please God because we're followers of Jesus, because we trust him. We care more about what he thinks than about pleasing our own desires. Jesus said we need to take sin seriously. It's a big deal. And we need to get rid of those things that cause us to sin. I hope that you and I can get the message just like Peter did. So let me ask you, what will you do to avoid sin today?